We have all been there. You've got a small job that needs doing around the house, and you find a handyman online with a price that just seems too good to be true. Well, in this explainer, we're going to find out if it is. We'll uncover the real costs hiding behind that so-called bargain price. So there it is, a repair that needs doing, and someone online offers you a super cheap same-day fix. It sounds absolutely perfect, doesn't it? But is it a smart saving, or is it really the start of a much, much bigger headache? Let's dig into what actually happens when you go for that rock-bottom quote. You've got to think of that tempting lowball offer as a gamble. Seriously. Because what looks like a simple, straightforward fix can quickly spiral out of control into a cycle of rework, a ton of frustration, and a whole bunch of hidden costs you never saw coming. And spoiler alert, the odds are rarely in your favor. Okay, let's talk about the money first, because that's usually where it hurts the most. The first and most painful hit is to your wallet. It's almost never about just paying that one low price. You often end up paying once for the bad job and then paying a real professional all over again to fix the mess. Let me show you exactly how these costs can just explode. Imagine a super common problem, right? A small hole in your wall that needs a simple patch. So a handyman quotes you $200. Seems perfect, it's fast, it's cheap, and the problem is gone. But what you don't realize is the real problem is just getting started. A month later, that patch is cracking and looks awful. Turns out, they used the wrong materials. Now, a professional has to come in, cut out all the bad work, and do a full, proper replacement. Your quick $200 patch just morphed into an $800 job. That's 4 times what you thought you'd pay. And if you think that sounds bad, the costs get downright catastrophic when you add water to the mix. Even the tiniest mistake with moisture can lead to an absolute disaster. For instance, re-caulking around a tub or a kitchen sink. You get a quote for $150. Just a quick bead of sealant. Simple enough, right? What could possibly go wrong? Well, a tiny mistake in that seal, a small gap, maybe the wrong kind of caulk, lets water leak behind the tiles. You don't see it for months, but that slow, silent leak is creating mold and literally rotting the wood structure of your home. All of a sudden, that simple sealing job has become a $2,000 renovation to fix all the hidden water damage. But you know, beyond the sticker shock of having to redo the work, there are these heavier costs that don't show up on any invoice. I'm talking about your stress, your family's safety, and even your legal liability. You hear it all the time, right? Some handymen claim they can handle anything. But critical jobs like electrical and plumbing require certified training for a reason. Get it wrong, and you risk electrical fires or hidden leaks behind your walls. And here's the real kicker. If a disaster happens and it's traced back to that uncertified work, your insurance company might just refuse to pay out a single dime. And then there's the emotional toll. The worker who shows up late, or not at all. The mess they leave behind for you to clean up. It's more than just a physical cleanup. It's the profound stress of having your home, your sanctuary, treated with complete disrespect. Now, this is something very few homeowners ever consider. If an uninsured handyman gets injured on your property, you could be held financially responsible for their medical bills. On top of that, any work that doesn't meet building codes can be flagged by a home inspector, which could lower your property value or even stop you from selling your home down the road. So, how do you avoid all this? That's the big question. Well, the good news is you absolutely can. It just takes knowing what to look for and knowing what red flags to run away from. The differences are just night and day. A real pro will happily show you proof of their liability insurance and workers' compensation coverage. An amateur, well, they'll make excuses. A pro provides a detailed, itemized invoice. An amateur often insists on a cash deal with no paper trail. It's really the difference between total transparency and secrecy. So ultimately, this is all about a shift in mindset. You're not just paying to fix a problem anymore. You're investing in the long-term safety and value of your home. You are literally buying peace of mind. So when you boil it all down, you have 2 very different paths. One path is littered with hidden costs, stress, and a ton of risk. The other path leads to peace of mind, safety, and real long-term value. It's the choice between a temporary patch and a lasting solution. See, a job that's done right doesn't just patch a hole or stop a leak. It adds lasting value to your home. It prevents bigger, way more expensive problems from ever happening in the first place. The difference between a cheap fix and a professional repair isn't just a couple $100s. It's the trust you have in the work and the years and years it's going to last. So here's the bottom line. Next time you need a repair, don't just ask how much is this going to cost. Instead, ask yourself, who am I willing to trust with my single biggest investment? Because protecting that investment means hiring the right person the first time.